Similar triangle.
So in the last video we have learned, we were about to start circulatory system and I had given you introduction about the circulatory system. Now the fact is this, that see, if you want to really understand about circulation, you need to understand that the circulatory or the circulatory tissue in human being is what? The blood, or in higher animal is blood. The fact is this, that I told you from where blood flows through the blood vessels. The blood vessels are of two types, arteries and veins. Small arteries are known as arterioles, small veins are known as venules. Both of them together are known as blood capillaries. They go into the tissues, and due to absorption, the blood is, from the blood, oxygen and food is diffused into the tissue, utilized. CO2 is produced. That CO2 is picked up by deoxygenated blood, runs through the vein. And what is the situation? Everything was, presented to you in a diagrammatic fashion. You need to learn a little bit about blood. Then what are the components of blood? If you don't know or don't understand the property and the components of blood, then it will be incomplete for you to understand that that how is the circulatory system or what is the circulatory system. That will be not fruitful for you to learn. The fact is this, that you will think that अरे ब्लड के बारे में तो उतना डिटेल्स में हम लोगों को स्कूल में नहीं पढ़ा था, तो सर क्यों इतना दिमाग खा रहा है कि ब्लड के बारे में डिटेल्स में पढ़ो? Because it is important. It is not always necessary that you learn according to the school and according to the exam. It is always, I say, that learn according to the your what to say, what should I say, learn, please come and say, learn according to your hunger. Always learn to satisfy your hunger. Hunger of what? Good. Hunger of knowledge. And never rely on incomplete education or incomplete information. Anyway, so that is the reason we will learn about blood. Blood is made up of three basic components. The blood plasma, which is the matrix of the blood. I'll tell you the meaning of matrix of blood. Which is the matrix of the blood. Blood corpuscles, the blood plasma, and the blood corpuscles. And some proteins and minerals present in the blood. So these are the three basic components that form the blood. Blood plasma is the liquid portion of the blood. Suppose this is a blood vessel, be it artery, be it vein, I don't care. इसके अंदर में there is blood running. Okay. Now blood volume wise, if you see that, okay, this is the volume of the blood present in this. So this volume is formed by a fluid matrix. Matrix means the space in which the cells are held. Pause it. तो ये fluid matrix, right or wrong? So इसके अंदर the plasma is there. The plasma is basically the watery part. Plasma is basically what?
The watery plants.
Watery part, not plants. Watery part, the water, okay, in which the cells are ভাসে বেড়াচ্ছে, floating around, or suspended. The cells are suspended or floating around in the plasma. These cells are also known as blood corpuscles. Is this clear to you? And also in the plasma, some proteins and minerals are moving here and there.
Blood plasma is a matrix of blood
matrix of blood মানে দেখ cells গুলো তো এগুলো blood cells তো blood cells will be dipped inside something, no? Are you getting my point? এমনি তো blood is a fluid tissue. Blood is a what tissue? Fluid tissue. If you know, it's adbhut that there is a fluid tissue in our body. And yes, of course, it has to be fluid tissue for transportation. Transport करके इधर से उधर ले जाना है substances, oxygen or food. It has to be fluid in nature. So blood is a fluid tissue, being fluid in nature. Are you getting my point? Being fluid in nature, it is a fluid tissue. Are you getting my point? But the point, the factor that I want to discuss is that being a fluid tissue, fine, I understand it's a fluid tissue. Being a fluid tissue, the blood, as I am talking about, contains plasma, which is the watery part, which is why it is a fluid tissue. Inside the plasma, इधर से देखो ना, इधर से inside the plasma, তুই কিছু বলিস না কেন?
কি বলবো?
দেখতে পাচ্ছিস না, বলবি না?
পারছি তো দেখতে।
ও না, ও যখন এরকম ছিল তখন দেখতে পাচ্ছিলি?
না,
তাহলে
এখানে
হ্যাঁ, ওখানে চলে যান না। হ্যাঁ,
आराम से
so this is the tumbler, not tumbler. So this is suppose a space where the cells are there. So cells are suspended in the watery blood. Sir, is plasma red color ka? No. Sir, what is the color of the plasma? Colorless. Colorless. Then why does blood looks or appears red to us? Because of the presence of RBC. Red blood cell has hemoglobin. RBC, WBC and platelets, these three are the blood corpuscles. Are you getting my point? Wait, switch off that rod though. Disturbing in the video. Okay, তুই একটু পিছন থেকে কর, তাই তোর হাতের ছায়াটা পড়বে না। আর একটু আগে থেকে কর।
অফ করে দাও, ওই লাইটটাকে অন করো।
ব্যাস, না না ঠিক আছে, ভালো দেখা যাচ্ছে। So this is the fluid tissue. Understood up to this much? Is there any problem in understanding?
No.
And this is clear. So now these RBC, WBC and platelets, RBC are huge in number, huge. প্রচুর, large amount of RBCs are there. If you want to know that, sir, how much RBC is there, then I would tell you that RBC are around 5 million RBCs per cubic millimeter of blood. 5 million RBC per millimeter cube. Oh my God. मतलब इतू सा प्लाज्मा में 5 मिलियन आरबीसी है तो लाल नहीं दिखेगा? ब्लड इसीलिए लाल दिखता है। और आरबीसी लाल क्यों है? रेड ब्लड सेल आरबीसी लाल क्यों है? क्योंकि आरबीसी में एक पिगमेंट होता है, पिगमेंट का नाम है हीमोग्लोबिन। हीम मतलब आयरन, ग्लोबिन मतलब प्रोटीन। प्रोटीन और आयरन एक साथ रहता है, राइट? These hemoglobin has the property of binding with oxygen. With what? Oxygen. Hence, the blood carries oxygen. We learned, no? That it carries oxygen from one part of the tissue to another part of the tissue. The blood carries oxygen because of the RBCs. The RBCs actually carry oxygen. Why? Because the RBCs having the pigment hemoglobin, oxygen comes and bind with the hemoglobin. To be specific, with the iron content of the hemoglobin. Is this understood? Also the protein, not only iron, also the protein. So this is what it is. So you can go into the details of the RBC ka structure, you can go, but with that we will deal later on. Sir, WBC, अच्छा RBC का एक साइंटिफिक नेम है। साइंटिफिक नेम मतलब एक बायोलॉजिकल नेम है। RBC बोलने से ना बच्चा लोग भी RBC बोलता है, मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लगता। आप लोग क्लास 10 में पढ़ते हो, यू आर एस्पायरिंग फॉर क्लास science in class 11. Why? Because you want to become doctors, right or wrong, or engineers. So why do you call RBCs? Be a little bit sophisticated. Call them erythrocytes. Erythrocytes. सर तो WBC को क्या बुलाएंगे? ल्यूकोसाइट्स। तो बोल दो प्लेटलेट्स को क्या बुलाएंगे? थ्रोम्बोसाइट्स। साइट मतलब यहाँ पे साइट मतलब सेल्स, ठीक है. सो इराइथ्रोसाइट, ल्यूकोसाइट, थ्रोम्बोसाइट, दिस इज प्रेजेंट इन साइड ब्लड. सर व्हाट इज, चलो आरबीसी का तो आप थोड़ा बहुत फंक्शन बता दिया कि ऑक्सीजन बाइंड होता है, रेड कलर से होता है. डब्ल्यूबीसी का फंक्शन क्या है सर? गिविंग प्रोटेक्शन अगेंस्ट इन्फेक्शन दैट ऑकर्स इन आवर बॉडी. गिविंग व्हाट अगेंस्ट व्हाट? Protection against infection which may occur in our body. Is this clear to you? और platelets का function क्या है? If there is a cut, then through that cut the entire blood should not flow out of your body. So clotting of blood is required wherever there is a cut. The clotting of blood is carried out by platelet. So RBC का function, WBC का function, platelet का function समझ में आ गया? You may ask me that what are the function of some proteins and minerals that are present inside the blood. The proteins or minerals that are present inside the blood, some proteins are antibodies, fights against the infection. Some proteins are hormones which flows from one part of the body to the other part of the body to do some work, hormonal function. Minerals are there. So what is the function of minerals? They are present in the blood, goes into various organs and various tissues and helps and doing various chemical reactions, helps the enzymes to act. So this is what blood is. Sir, what is the pH of blood? Is it acidic, is it neutral, or is it alkaline? Blood is slightly blood is slightly alkaline, not very alkaline. Slight, অল্প, slightly. ব্লাডের পিএইচ ভ্যালু হচ্ছে 7.3 to 7.45, 7.3 to 7.45. This is the pH value of blood. তাহলে ব্লাডের প্রপার্টিজ, ব্লাড কি কখনো স্টেশনারি হবে? উইল ব্লাড বি এভার স্টেশনারি? কোথাও দাঁড়াবে ব্লাড? It will always flow through arteries or veins. It will always flow through arteries or veins. Blood কখনো স্টেশনারি হবে? হবে না. It will always flow through arteries or veins. What will be the color of the blood? Red. Why will be the color of the blood red? Because of hemoglobin present বলে আবার, because of RBCs carry red because of RBCs are red because of hemoglobin. Do you know? Wait, you Madna, you wait. ওইখানে ভিডিও বানাইলে বর্ণবর জন্য তোরা ডিস্টার্ব হইস, এখন যদি বর্ণব ডিস্টার্ব হয়, বর্ণবকে ডিস্টার্ব করিস না কিন্তু, বর্ণবাসী এমন কথা বলে দিবে না 3 বছর কাঁদবি। চুপ কর, দিস না, ভালো ছেলে। অদ্রিজা তো শয়তান, চুপ কর। ইরাম এগুলা ভিডিওতে দিব, ওরা শুনবে, শয়তান টয়তান বলতেছি, আমাকে বলবে তোরা শয়তান বলছো, গলা টিপে ধরবে, ওর মতোই করে।
স্যার ডব্লিউবিসি তে হেমোগ্লোবিন
না,
অনেক বলতেছিস,
হাত তুলছে
স্যার। ও তখন থেকে আমাকে এরকম বলে যাচ্ছে,
সাইডে বল, সাইডে বল।
এরকম
মার না, মার না।
আরে তুই ভিডিও পজ কর,
মার ভিডিও পজ।
এই হ্যাঁ, এই যে রেড কালার নিয়ে যে কথা হচ্ছে, দুই কি নোংরা করছি রে, বুঝা যায় কিন্তু সব বোঝা যাচ্ছে না কি কি লিখছি না লিখছি। এটা ছবি তুলবে সেই কিন্তু মোস্ট নোংরা টিচার, বাচ্চাদের মতো হেজি বিজি করে বোঝায়, সবুজ দিয়ে লিখি। ডু ইউ নো, এইটুকু জানার মধ্যেই করবো, শুন। ডু ইউ নো যে ব্লাডের কালার কখনো কখনো ব্রাইট রেড, কখনো কখনো ডার্ক রেড হয়। বলতো কখন ব্রাইট রেড কখন ডার্ক রেড?
স্যার এজ কম থাকলে ব্রাইট রেড।
তোমার মাথার মুন্ডু। ব্লাড
এজ কম,
blood if taken from artery, it's bright red. Blood if taken from veins, it is dark red. Reason? Because blood when travels from artery, oxygenated blood travels, মানে hemoglobin-এর সাথে oxygen is attached. That's why the appearance become bright red. Blood when travels from veins, already it has shed off its oxygen. Oxygen is diffused in the tissues through the arterioles, and the blood has entered the venules from the tissue, right or wrong, forming lymph and all. শিখাচ্ছিলাম না আগের ভিডিওতে। So at that time the oxygen is the blood is devoid of oxygen, or the RBC is devoid of oxygen. That is the reason the blood becomes dark red. What is the volume of blood? 5.5 liters to 6 liters in a healthy human being. Is this clear to you? In an adult healthy human being, 5.5 liters to 6 liters. What is the pH of blood? তো আমি বলেই দিলাম 7.3 to 7.5, slightly alkaline.
So in a healthy person কত বললো?
5.5 to 6 liters. So you understood about blood? You understood about the components of blood? Hey, you understood about blood? You understood about the components of blood?
So
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Now let us pause this video.